This is a town with a strange name, 84. Written as words, 84. I stopped here at the 7-Eleven because I saw trucks, you know, and I've been driving for 2 hours since I started this morning in St. Louis, West Virginia, and I needed the name of the town for my logbook and have this useful feature on my TomTom. If I click on help, where am I, and usually it gives me the name of the town, but in this case it says I am on route 519, highway 519, 84 PA. I thought it was pulling my chain, you know. I wasn't aware that TomTom had a sense of humor, so I went inside to get some coffee and my favorite type of protein bar, and I discovered these guys have like 4 varieties of these. I love this. 20 grams of protein, almost no carbs, no sugar, you know. Oh, I had this one. Yeah, this one. Very tasty, you know. Tasty, but without bad stuff. There's all Peterbilts around me. There's some Roberts Trucking, Erie, PA next to me. There's a Peterbilt here, Smith Transport, Well Services Division. Oh yeah, and actually over here there's a building on the top left corner. It says Diversified Well Logging LLC. Okay, and you see all these red trucks pulling in here? I think that's something to do with oil or drilling. What is this? Ellie Burton, American Natural Gas. Powered by American Natural Gas. Now look at these guys. They have 3 axles on the trailer, which is very unusual for US. Because, you know, you're limited to 80,000 pounds, right? So another axle is basically usually weighs just 2,000 pounds. So that means that stuff is heavy. But anyway, I just wanted to say is that when I crossed into Pennsylvania, there was so many hills there in West Virginia between St. Louis and the border. I just couldn't wait to hit the Pennsylvania border, because I knew that once you're in Pennsylvania, the hills became much less severe. And I kept looking at my GPS to see that border, because it shows you the border between states. And finally I saw it, and then on the night before I started my permit for Pennsylvania, and I noticed there was a detour, like pretty much straight, like I-79 to I-90 near the lake, right? But near Washington, PA, they wanted me to take exit 33 and take Highway 40 east, and then Highway 519 north back to 79. Kind of like, you know, instead of like for you, if you look at like this, 79 goes like this, then there's 70, and then 79, and they sent me like this, kind of like around Washington and that area where I-70 runs together with I-79. There's probably some construction or maybe some low bridges in there, but I'm legal height. It's probably some, I'm guessing, maybe because of the weight, because I'm 100,000 pounds, maybe they don't want so much weight on the road in there. But anyway, so over there, yeah, and this 519, where that intersection is, the lights, see that bridge? That's I-70. So if I take a ramp and go this way, I'll be on I-79 in like 2 minutes, but I can't, so I have to keep driving like this under the bridge. So this is 519, and it'll start slightly, you know, veering left, and approximately 6 miles from here it's gonna connect with I-79, and that's what I'm doing. So you gotta be very careful, because fines can be pretty bad, you know, when you miss something like this. You know, if you look at your permit and okay, it's I-79, all right, and then you're stuck somewhere because, you know, I'm 11 feet 2 inches wide. If there's somewhere like a narrow lane, I don't want to be there. It's too stressful, too dangerous. Oh, the sign on the right says 84, 2 miles.
Take the freeway.
So this is North 519.
Follow towards Cannonsburg for 12 kilometers.
Oh, GPS finally found the proper routing. Kilometers, 8 miles to I-79. Is 151025 kilometers, 151025, so about 90,000 miles, I think. So it's time to do oil change and grease. And I wanted to do it, I was supposed to do it at 150,000 K. But I couldn't find a place where I can stop at the end of the day, so now I'll try to, I'm heading towards Erie, PA. So if the guy at the TA in Harbor Creek is not too busy, I'm gonna do it there. Small town America. I know some guys and gals like watching these, you know, small roads. That's where we are rolling. See the sign on the left, Subway? Of course, the sandwich shop or store. And it's funny that the first time I was in US, one lane. It's not too bad. So the first time I was in US, it was traveling by train. You know, the guy says basically drive on, right? But the light was red. Somehow I didn't trust him. Never met the guy, right? I was on the train from Florida to Los Angeles, California. And I remember the first time I saw that subway sign. We stopped at a small station somewhere, I think in Texas, like in the middle of nowhere. And there's the sign that says Subway. I never heard of the company. So to me, Subway, you know, it's a subway, underground train, right? I was sitting there for 10 minutes looking out the window, like trying to understand who would build a subway like in the middle of the field. And then finally I understood. I saw some people coming out with drinks and something wrapped in a piece of paper. But I was afraid to ask like my neighbor passengers because they would think I was like an idiot, you know. But I still remember that was like, I don't know, 1989? No, maybe 1992 when I moved to Moscow, Russia. When I started making good money as a real estate broker. I traveled a lot, and that was one of the first trips I took. My first visit to the States. I flew to Florida, spent a week there at a conference for vegans. I tried that crazy diet. And then I traveled by train to see the States all across. It was interesting. Oh, actually, that was also the first time on the train where I saw transport trucks. Like American, you know, transport trucks. Because at one point, look at this. What the? At one point, the railroad tracks ran parallel to some kind of highway. Now I'm in trouble from the transmission police.
Turn left. Broadway.
So that was the first time I saw these huge trucks, you know? I think they were like Peterbilts. I remember they were classics for sure. Either Peterbilt or Freightliner, and they were pulling these humongous trailers that I never saw in like so big such big trailers, you know.
Follow towards Cannonsburg for 6.6 kilometers.
Only 6 kilometers, 4 miles away from I-79. We're gonna keep rolling till I hit the freeway. So that will be today's segment, today's video. And it rained like crazy during the night. I was really surprised because yesterday it was like the blue sky. It was very hot, kind of like Florida hot. It was very difficult on the engine and all those hills, you know. But then all of a sudden it started raining. And now look, today you see the sky is all bad, but at least it doesn't rain. But honestly, this 18 speed, the first 4 gears, I really don't like, because the ratios are different than in the 13 speed I used for 7 years on my international, and especially when downshifting. Wow, look at that. especially when downshifting, I sometimes have trouble. And I try to get that Gear Master. If you remember, I had this gadget on my International. Very helpful, you know, tells you basically it's a gear shifter indicator. And the guy said, unfortunately, that thing is not available for the new trucks because of the computer. Sometime in the future we might come out with a version that's compatible with the new trucks, but he says we don't have it's not actually in the works, it's not planned, so basically it's not going to happen. But that Gear Master is such a great thing, you know, if you're just, let's say, learning how to use a manual transmission, and you have an older truck, like my International 2004, it takes so much stress out of driving, you know, because you don't have to guess, you don't have to listen to the exhaust, you know, like normally people listen to how the engine sounds, right? So that you know approximately when to shift. With this Gear Master, it just shows you on the screen, depending on your speed and your RPM, shows you available gears. Right? Let's say it'll say 5-6 or just 5. That's the only gear you can go in. And my favorite feature about that Gear Master was it was especially useful when you slow down. You know, let's say you're coming to intersection and you're gonna make a left turn and there's traffic, and you start slowing down, and the Gear Master shows you right away what gear you can downshift into, you know, like even without the clutch, you just slide in, because it's perfect synchronization. I really love that thing, you know, even when I'm already pretty good with shifting, but still, I think it should be in each truck like that, you know. And that's why Uncle Sergei still occasionally messes up with this 18 speed. Because it's so different from the 13. Like I said, the ratios are different. Okay, 1.7 kilometers, 1 mile to the freeway. Thanks for staying with me on Highway 519 in Pennsylvania. I hope you enjoyed the ride. The scenery is great here. So many trees, everything is green. 7 kilometers was a turn to the freeway. My bad. But now it's half a mile on the right.
After 400 meters, turn right, Interstate 79, northbound, towards Pittsburgh, then
Finally.
take the freeway.
That was quite a detour.
Turn right, then take the freeway. Follow Interstate 79, northbound, towards Erie, for 216 kilometers.
And I'm at exit 45, so I left at 33. And now I'm close to exit 45. So that was the detour. So, I'm 215 kilometers, roughly 130 miles away from I-90. So now it's real easy. Just stay on 79 north for 2.5 hours. And Harbor Creek is just 10-15 minutes east of that. Well, I guess that's it. So thanks for watching. I'm SERGEI DRATCHEV. Please like, subscribe. Stay tuned for more.